Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. I've got another little project using Scrimpingmommys digitals. This is my namesake kit, the Snowdrop, but I've also added a few cheeky little bits of Floral Muse, which is another beautiful kit that Amanda's done. And because there is a lot of blue in each of them, it's come together really quite nicely. And what I've made is a never-ending folio. Now this is not a new thing, it comes around periodically and it's always a joy when it does. And it is a little booklet that just keeps giving, you turn it, and you can just keep going around and around with the images that you put together. A very, very easy make. This is 2 pieces of 6x12 cardstock, and that forms the base with a little bit of scoring, a little bit of gluing to form artificial pockets and that kind of thing. And then I have added pockets to it as I've gone along, so probably 1.5 pieces of cardstock would do it quite nicely for you. And it is the sort of thing that will lend itself to whatever papers or even you know, purchased designer sheets that you might like to use up from your stash and have something very pretty to look upon. Well, I have done my usual bit of glittering with the stickles, so you know I have to. I think it's an age thing. I'm just at that time of my life where I want everything to look sparkly and pretty. So it is just under 6 inches with after completion, and nearly 4.25, we'll say, in width. So it would do all the usual things that you would want it to. It could fit into a pocket in your journal. It could be a freestanding friend gift. It could just be a little standalone gift that you give to someone that happens to like the images that you've chosen to use in your project. It's a very versatile little number. So we open out the front, and here is the first page in the little folio. You open out the second bit and there is the next page, and it's all looking really, really lovely. From the kit I have utilised the tags that Amanda designed, and I've just backed them onto black cardstock, reduced the size a little bit to fit into the pockets, but not enough to, you know, remove the purpose and the design that Amanda put together to make this work. You can't overdo it because space is limited and there are only faux spines, so it's that sort of keep it to a minimum but pretty it up as much as you can. I've not used any wordage or anything like that, and there is room to do that kind of thing if you put them on little plaques. Here's a little cheeky bit of the Floral Muse, one of the little cut aparts that just lends itself so nicely to fit in with the other images on the papers that I've chosen to use, the Snowdrop. If I take them out, the Snowdrops are very, very evident. This side is one of the backing papers from Floral Muse, and it just all fits in together, in my opinion, my humble opinion. It all just fits in together really, really nicely and makes for a really lovely display. So when you've finished looking at that little bit, you fold the smaller of the sides into the middle, you fold that side over, and then you turn it over, and you've got exactly the same thing on the other side. And you can just, you know, fold and fold and fold and turn it back the other way, and so on and so forth. it's just such a lovely little project with lots of interest in it, depending upon how you decorate it clearly and what you use to decorate it with. Well, here is some more of the Floral Muse. This is from the Snowdrop collection, and this little envelope I've chosen, because it was rather too large to go into the pocket here, I've chosen to overfold it like so. You see you've got that pleated area there, which was the original fold, and I've just chosen to let it be a journaling spot within the little folio. Clearly, if you wanted to, you could not do that. Still glue down the sides. It would still make a nice sizable envelope if that's what you wanted. Or don't harshly crease, just do it very, very gently, and you can then bring that back into its original state, but sadly you are left with a bit of a crease at the bottom there. But it's just such lovely, lovely images. It's a shame not to make the most of them and get what you can out of them. Again, this is the background paper. There are two different sizes here. This is the smaller one that instead of doing on portrait, I did on landscape, and then the two outer pages are done on the original sizing, which makes it quite a bit larger, so you have the effect of it being different designs, but clearly it isn't. And it just, again, it just works very, very nicely together. And when you then fold it up and close it up, I've kept this image on the back, and again it just all fits together so nicely. It's not a huge project to do, it's up to you whether you round corners and so on. And then in amongst all of the pages there is one pocket, and into that pocket I've just put a tiny little postcard, cut it down to fit the size, and again this is the Floral Muse, but it all just fits together as if it's meant to be. So I was delighted when I stumbled across this project yet again while I was perusing YouTube. You know, there's very little new in the craft scene, but people tend to regurgitate what's been around for a while and put their own slant on it, which changes it up quite significantly. And again, using the digital papers, it does give you free rein to decorate and put additions into it that suit you, which is always a good thing. So thank you once again for sharing this time with me. As I always say, it's a pleasure to bring these little projects to you, and I hope it benefits you or gives you food for thought and inspires you into having a little go yourself, and perhaps looking at even leftovers of digital papers that perhaps you've made other projects with, purely and simply because it doesn't take a whole lot to cover it. It kind of comes together really, really nicely. So with that, I will thank you for joining me yet again. Thank you so much. Happy crafting, everyone. Enjoy the sunshine while it's here. Take care for now. Bye bye.